Hello, welcome to Footie Talks Pod. This is series 2, episode 8. We are back again, joined by Paddy, James, Toby, myself, of course, and I am not particularly happy with football at the moment, as I'm sure Toby.
Why would that be?
Yeah. What's happened? What happened this week?
We lost again.
Again. Arsenal losing? That's not like you guys.
Shock, isn't it? I know. It wasn't a fun weekend. It really wasn't. First of all, the Raul Jimenez injury was the main talking point, I think. And I was watching it, and as soon as I heard that impact between David Luiz and Jimenez, I knew something was bad.
Yeah.
You could just hear the sound of impact, and both players jumping at real intensity. It was horrendous.
I haven't seen it, and I've been actively avoiding it just because obviously I know what's happened as the result of it. It's just like I don't deal well with that kind of thing. So I think it's really sad, and it's one of those worrying things because it's like a lot of people are saying if Raul Jimenez is going to be able to come back from such an injury. Obviously, Petr Cech had it and came back with a head guard. And I remember, I think it was Eric Garcia played a couple matches for City last year with a head guard on, something like that.
Did it happen with Ryan Mason as well?
Ryan Mason didn't. He retired after a head injury.
Yeah, Mason retired. So it's just it's quite worrying. For a striker who I think he was on the kind of bit of he could get a big transfer. Anyway, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think he could start at literally any club in the world right now except for Bayern Munich. He's that good a striker, and it's just kind of worrying that he might not be able to play again. Yeah,
it was horrendous. It was nasty. But I think with head injury, it brings me back to this point, and we spoke about it before. Injury substitutions and concussion substitutions is something that I think is worth bringing in. I mean, I'm not saying the 5-sub rule should be reintroduced, but if you have a serious injury like a concussion, or an injury that you can't shake off, like a broken leg or something, that's not a tactical choice.
Something that's outside of your 3 subs, are you saying?
Exactly. It's outside of your control. You can't plan for it, and you're not benefiting by bringing them off.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't think it will happen, but it's interesting. But I think with serious injuries like a concussion or a broken leg or something very serious, I think it might be worth having that option to have a one injury substitution exemption that you can bring.
I think it's also a good idea because there are a lot of teams that kind of go into games aiming to injure players. Say Salah when he was in the Champions League a couple of years back, and I know Liverpool fans are still crying about Ramos. But when he got injured, didn't he have to come off straight after, I think? Yeah. Or say Ronaldo in the Euros when he had to come off in the final. That's kind of once you've taken out their main player, not only are they that player down, they're a sub down as well, 10 minutes in or whatever. And I think it does put them at a disadvantage. So I can see the use of it, but also at the same time, it's can you have a player feign injury and say, well, look, we got to use one of our 3 subs now because obviously it's injury and it's not tactical. So we should be allowed to just have him off and it not count towards our total 3.
This is what I mean. Obviously, that's always a risk, and you always have someone do it. But it's got to be a serious injury, or you can see if someone's broken their leg, or if someone's concussed.
Yeah. Then if you're talking about an extra sub, why don't you just go the full length and go, oh, we should have 5 subs?
Because that's different. Because that's 5 tactical.
It'll be tactical.
If you take the side and saying this is for serious injuries on that rare occasion when it happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't see it happening. It's something I'd like to happen. Just divulging away from football for a second. It was a weekend of sporting injuries and horrendous moments. I don't know if you saw the Romain Grosjean thing in the F1, and that was petrified as well.
I didn't like the way Sky did that, to be fair.
What do you mean?
They showed it again and again and again.
It's a difficult one. Obviously, it's happened in the race, so they feel like they should show a racing.
I don't know.
It was
luckily he's come out okay from what I've seen.
If he hadn't, then
he got discharged.
And so is Jimenez. Like, he's had surgery. He says he's recovering well. It seems like he's able to communicate, and so hopefully they're both okay. But it's something we don't like to see in sport, and when it happens, the reactions of medical staff in both instances was brilliant.
I think it was amazing that he managed to jump out his car though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, he's on fire and he just walks out, and I'm like, bloody hell, mate.
It must be just like that adrenaline kicks in, surely.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
But if it wasn't for that halo thing that they introduced now, his head would have got taken off.
It's not even. It's not even worth thinking about what ifs now. I don't even know.
It was just amazing that he was okay.
Especially with everything on camera now as well.
Yeah.
That would have been seen, not just like someone would have footage of that, and it's not worth. But going back to Wolves, they managed to still completely outclass us. Us as in Arsenal. And I think those wingers, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive when you consider how, like, kind of you put two sides that are so, I'd say, of equal quality, and one can still outclass the other just by having a really good day against a really bad day.
And when we haven't got a creative midfielder.
Yeah. It's very worrying, and I don't want to like put all the blame on one person or one decision, but both goals were so easily avoidable. It's what I don't. It's like,
yeah, but that's the thing with like Arsenal. It's just you're all faults at the back. That's all you do, and so you just try and defend a bit more, and so you just don't get anything going.
We've been better defensively this season. I mean, you can accredit something like, I think, was it the first goal that took a deflection off David Luiz and then Bellerin?
Yeah.
And then Leno parried it and it wasn't great. And then the Neto goal when he clipped it over Gabriel was different class. They were two great goals. But both.
Do we start saying that a year into Arteta's reign that he has just worsened Arsenal?
No.
Why?
Well, don't you look at it like, wasn't it that in the 29th, whenever Emery got sacked, they were 8th, and now you were 14th or something? Like,
that's no lie. You go into every match now as I don't think like there's anything except for maybe the relegation teams that you go in as a certain favourite because you're.
Someone says worsened the club.
He's not. We've not because
made some silly decisions like. Why would you not bring in Ozil?
I know we had the Aubameyang debate last week, but it's obviously to worsen them. Your defence has maybe improved, but you've still got a terrible defence. Thomas Partey is an obvious good signing, so I'm not going to put that down to an Arteta masterclass. Obviously,
he's played twice, hasn't he? That's the thing.
You just, I don't know. It's like. At least with Ollie, you had a like manager bounce come in, and it's like, yeah, you can kind of like say that, oh well, he's had a good start at the club. Has Arteta even had that?
We won the FA Cup.
We won 2 trophies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like, so what? You won a knockout competition, cool.
No, but I mean, there's.
To be fair, James, if we won the FA Cup, I think I'd be quite happy with that. But at the moment,
I'd be happy with it. But I think if I'd won that FA Cup and then sat in 14th. I would say that he's done a bad job.
Well, no, everyone knows it's worrying, but it's also the process. No one thought we were going to do well this season. Obviously, no one expected it to go this bad. But I wouldn't say he's done a good job, especially this season. He hasn't. No one has.
So what's the process for this season then? Because you've only got one transfer window.
This season's hopefully brings. It's either what I want.
What position are you aiming for?
Creative midfielder. Bring one in January. If we can't get one in January, you have to register Ozil again because you can do that in January.
Yeah, but then you have a player that you've like had to register because you haven't been able to bring someone in who
Yeah,
doesn't
pretty much.
play for you. What position in the league are you aiming for at this point?
I mean, what hoping for or realistically think we can realistically,
I don't know if you get top 10.
we get
I'd
10.
say top half is the realistic aim, I think.
I don't think we're not getting anywhere as high as we got last season. Last season we got 8th.
Yeah, you're not getting 8 at all. No chance.
So I think teams better than us this season, if they can keep it up. Liverpool, Man City, the exception. They will do better than us.
Oh, yeah,
Chelsea will
Tottenham,
finish
Chelsea.
Chelsea and Tottenham. And then you've got to look at Leicester, Man United. That's
West Ham.
6.
Well, Sam, I think are good, but will fall off at some point. But even then, it depends how long they can keep this running going for.
I think
Wolves are obviously going to do better than you. Everton are obviously going to do better than you. Southampton probably going to do better than you.
So I'm looking at all the teams here: Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, Man United, Wolves, Everton. Is
Leeds,
8.
Brighton.
No, we'll finish above Brighton.
I don't know.
Hit that.
And then you're
Yeah,
looking
Brighton
at
are in 16th.
you're looking at
Yeah, but you look at the Brighton stats and they don't deserve to be in 16th.
you're probably looking at
They are.
Southampton, West Ham, Leeds, and Arsenal for those 2 spots.
Like us,
But surely you're a big club. You
That's
can't
what
you
we'll
can't
okay.
have that.
we are in 14th, but when you look at it as well, we're only 4 points off 5th, which is 4 points, and 10 games in is quite a bit, but it's still only 4 points. If we can, and I know this is unlikely, but if we can get a decent run going, it's not as bad as what everyone thinks.
But I don't see where that decent run
Comes from. No, neither do I.
start,
Yeah.
because
We will get on a few wins. If we win one, we can push forward. We just need to get that first win, get over the line.
we won. We beat Man United. We beat Man United, and then
Yeah, but we only beat them because of the penalty. That's the
we
thing.
beat them.
We needed a more convincing win. If we got a bigger convincing win,
We beat them, and then we lost to Leicester, Aston Villa, drew to Leeds, lost to Wolves.
oh yeah, we should have beat Leicester as well. It was a joke. But the Villa one, that was shocking. That was shocking. But Leicester, we could have won. We had the disallowed goal straight away. Absolute joke of a decision. Then we it should have been the Leicester win and then pushed on, and now we've just crumbled. But not as bad as what everyone's thinking.
What about the Europa League?
Yeah, that's the only other possible way. But when PSG and Real Madrid come down, then we're going to get battered. But we'll see. We'll see how it happens.
It just
I think
feels.
it brings into question. Sorry, go on.
No, it just feels there's something inherently wrong, and I'm not accrediting that to Arteta. I think Arteta's brought. I think the players seem to like him. Aubameyang seems so disinterested. He looks unhappy. He looks bored, frustrated.
I would be too.
I would be too if I'm being played on the left wing when I'm a striker.
But he's
And
not. He
I've got
was
all
played
set
up
up around.
front at the weekend. There's no one behind him. There's no
If I
one
was
behind
him,
him.
who's the captain of the club, and just signed a new deal, and he's not getting any chances. We all know this. So he's just signed his new deal, captain of the club, and we're sat in 14th.
I'm frustrated at fans for calling him to be for calling Arteta to be sacked. I think that's way too early. It's not even a year. I mean, I understood the Emery thing because
It's not even a year, and he's already brought you this low.
Let me put this to you. On a whole, when you look at take out league position, whatever, because I can understand that can be misleading so early in the season, and kind of overall, on a rating of 1 to 10, how well has Arteta done? Because for me, it can't be any more than a 5 or 6.
I was going to say a 6.
Yeah, I was going to say
we
6.
won 2 trophies, but we finished 8th. It's not
when Emery was sacked, do you guys? I don't necessarily know. I can only think of names off the top of my head. But do you guys know who was kind of linked around the jobs to you? Because the only people I can kind of think of are maybe, I don't know if he was aiming as high as Allegri's, or I don't think you would have aimed for like a Tuchel or anything. Or was it really?
Allegri was round and about. He was also mentioned when Emery got the job. I mean, there seems to be some sort of always link with Emery, with Allegri when there's a vacancy.
But then we have that too. So.
I know we were before he got appointed at Tottenham, which was about, I think it was 9 days before Emery got sacked. People were saying get Emery out, Mourinho in, which I wouldn't be opposed to, but obviously Tottenham were a bit quicker on the old Poch sacking and got him in. So
well, the way I want to spin this kind of is, do we think that ex-players as managers, is that working right now in the current state of football?
I wasn't happy when he got the job.
I think he was an awful decision. There was a complete difference between assistant manager and manager. And to take someone who's been under Pep's wing for a couple of years, fine. But then, I don't know, you could take any other coach out of Man City and put them in and say, well, they should do just as good a job just because they spent their whole life coaching maybe, or had a smaller playing career. But because Arteta is an Arsenal man and understands the club and had a playing career, he's automatically meant to boost you guys forward.
I guess there is that. And then we could also be saying, should we have wait for him to go get a different job, maybe a lower league club, and then maybe a couple of years down the line, kind of like,
why don't you get
But
there's like so many like better managers that you could have gone for. Like I know, so Marco Rose got the like Borussia Mönchengladbach job last year, and he probably wouldn't have left if you offered it him so early in his tenure. But I'm thinking like, you just go for an actual manager. And I think it's the same with Manchester United. We went for Ole, and I think it's been a good thing. I think he's done well at the club. If I was to rate him out of 10, I'd probably say like a 7 or 8. I think he's done a good job. And I think it's hard to disagree with that. But it's nothing like what you would have had if you had a fully experienced manager in. If we go for like a Poch at the time or something like that, or an Allegri or someone like that. And then you look at like Steven Gerrard being linked to coming over here. Like one that's really annoyed me is John Terry to Derby. Why? Just because he's John Terry. Like take any other assistant manager from the Premier League and say, okay, they could get the Derby job, and you're just like, why though?
I think I've never liked the idea of former players going back to their old team for a managerial thing, like legends going back to the team that made them legends.
Yeah. Because going back to the Ole point that James said, like I think people sometimes forget that Ole's been in he's had a lot of experience like at Mulder, so he hasn't with Arteta, with Lampard, and with like Gerrard. They've literally just come in to the big club. Whereas Ole's been at Mulder winning and then like that. So
I am going to throw you under the bus here. I have defended Ole in the past using exactly that argument, and I've been told that the Mulder job doesn't mean
no. That's what I'm saying. Like we were saying it isn't like that. Yeah, I don't defend it. I'm just saying like Arteta. You can't really compare Arteta and Ole because Ole's been at a job for a long time before, and Arteta is just come into a massive club straight away.
I think
the thing is as well, we can't say, oh, we didn't aim high enough, because we as fans, we don't know how high we aimed. We might have tried to go for someone else and had to settle with Arteta because we don't know.
It took a while to get him in. I think it was nearly a month before he got the job, which I think we had Lundberg. Freddie was there for 3 games, I think.
Yeah. I think halfway through Freddie did something all right, so you just kind of didn't have to worry for a year. It looked like really bad planning from the outside.
It was almost an input. I think we lost to Frankfurt, sacked him the next day, and it was almost just like, oh God,
what do we do now?
We're going downhill. What do we do? Manager's not performing, sack him.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we need a new manager. and you bring Lundberg in with no managerial experience, and then what do you do? And it sort of felt a bit rushed. I was happy. Don't get me wrong. I think Emery maybe should have gone in the summer, just after that Chelsea thing, after finishing 7th in the league. Was it 6th?
Yeah, no, yeah. Everyone always forgets this, but Emery actually had quite a good first season. It was 5th, and I think we were only one or 2 points off 4th. And going into the last few games of that season, we were in a good position to actually get top 4, but we bottled it against Palace at home. Aubameyang missed a 90th minute penalty against Tottenham. If that had gone in, we would have got top 4. Emery did have a good first season, obviously. He got to the final of the Europa League, but
I mean, I think we went on that, like, was it 13, 14 game unbeaten run?
No, it was more like 20. It was a 13 game straight.
I thought it was high. I didn't want to overshot it. We went on a long unbeaten run, sort of dipped around November to March. It was sort of like
Bottled it at the end.
Got to the final of the Europa League, got smashed. And then I think the Aubameyang thing was horrible, but those last 3 games we played Palace, Brighton, and someone else.
Bournemouth last day of the season, but it didn't matter.
We had Palace and Brighton. Point. We needed 1 point from those 2 games, and we would have got top 4, and we lost both. And I think
we drew to Brighton.
Oh, we drew to Brighton.
We needed more.
We needed 4 points, and we drew to Brighton. Was that the Basuma game where he celebrated on the pitch?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah,
it's because I went to it. It was absolutely it was shocking. We were 1-0 up, and Granit Xhaka just makes a stupid challenge in the box, gives away a penalty, the absolute donkey he is, and then that was it. We couldn't do anything. I think it was Glenn Murray tucks it in. It's a joke out of everyone. Glenn Murray. I can't.
I don't know what to make of it. It's way too early to sack him, for calls to sack him. Like we've said, it's only 10 games this season, which 13 points from 10 games, from Arsenal perspective, isn't good enough. But on the back of 2 trophies, it's harsh. But we need players in January. We need an attacking midfielder. We need
sounds like when you were with Wenger.
And we need a better winger, because Willian is useless. He's a free kick merchant. I'm sorry. He's washed up.
All I'm going to say is you've had him for 10 games. I don't know how you can say that he's
exactly. Yeah, in 10 games you haven't had him for very long.
10 games. You can't judge him off that.
You got to give him time. You should definitely not sell him.
Look, it's not his fault. It's the other winger's fault. It's the players around him.
Anyway, that is the end of part 1. After the break, once we return, we will talk about Man United. We'll talk about the dreaded North London derby, which definitely isn't going to be fun. And are Real Madrid really going to crash out of the Champions League group stage for the first time ever? Catch us after the break. Hello, welcome back to Series 2, Episode 8 of Footy Talks Pod. Before the break, we were having a rant about, I was having a rant about Arsenal. And this weekend is the first North London derby of the season. Away at Spurs. And it is with fans for the first time since March. Gee, that's scary. I'm really worried. I don't know about you, Toby, but I'm very, very pessimistic about this one.
I'm not feeling too confident either, especially because it's their place and they're going to have fans, and we're just not on the best form, as we've already said about. But
well, you never know, because I didn't quite catch the end of that.
I've always got that bit of hope whenever it comes to a game against Tottenham. There's always that little bit of, can we pull it out of the bag? Can we do it? Yeah. Before it was, we've got to win, like a draw against Tottenham. That's not good enough. I'll be very, very happy with the draw. Very happy with the draw now. But
The thing is, though, I think you might look okay. It might be another Chelsea Spurs where it's just two managers who don't really want to risk too much at once. I think Mourinho might actually look a bit more optimistic, so he might go for it, and that might be an issue for you guys. Obviously, Son and Kane, if Kane does play, if Mourinho's lying about that in the pressers being injured, but I think you guys, if he actually goes for it, you stand no chance. Yeah, everyone knows now my opinions of your Arsenal side. Spurs are good though. They need to turn it on this week. I think the Chelsea match was a ball fest, but they've got all the talent there, and they can definitely get something.
I think it could really go wrong for us if Tottenham do. I think Jose will say to them, "This is their chance." Say they do beat us 3-4, maybe even 5-0. Like just say they do battle us, which I think a lot of people are kind of saying they might do. It could be a real thing for them to push on. A massive win against their main rivals. They'll be top of the league. This could be them. And that's where I think Jose will say, you really, really need to pull your socks out here and get a big result. But then with Arteta, will it be let's sit back and try and counter them? Because if we do, I think it can go very wrong.
It's such a dangerous tactic, that.
And
I've seen a couple of things sort of suggesting we play 5 at the back. We don't have the defenders for it. We really don't. I'm worried that it could be embarrassing. I
don't think it will be embarrassing. I think because it's such a big game, and I think for Arsenal as well, I know that you'll lose. Like I'm going to say that now, you will lose, but it won't be as bad as like what you're thinking. I'll be like a 2-0. I think.
No, because we looked
even that
on the weekend. We looked bad. That midfield was atrocious. Xhaka and Ceballos were awful. Aubameyang had nothing. It's really hard to fault a striker when there's no creative outlet.
I think if Vardy was up there.
It's the worst I think I've seen Saka play. Defensively, we were all over the shop. I know Gabriel scored, but he should have really cleared that off the line for the first goal. David Luiz won't play. I can't imagine with recovering from concussion. I'm worried it could be embarrassing, and it would be quite heavy.
Yeah, to turn it more towards Spurs, since we've spoken about Arsenal. I mean, they're going to have fans there. They're going to be a very forward-thinking, optimistic thing. They're pushing to get 3 points. They won't settle for a draw against you guys. I think they would see you as not only a rival, but a much worse opposition that they can get 3 points from. Chelsea, I think they see as an equal, which is perhaps why they went so defensively. You guys, they don't care. So they will push on. And it's just going to be kind of, I think it's once they beat their rivals and they've got fans in their own stadium, because I think it is Spurs fans that will be there, right? Yes, you're going to be trounced.
This is what I'm thinking.
That support behind them, that's like the kind of kicker for a title charge. Everyone knows that winter is what matters most in a title bid. If you can sort out these next few months, especially with the amount of games that they're going to have, they stand something. Mourinho said that they're not even thinking about a title race, and they're not even a horse; they're a pony in this title race. But I don't know. I think he's absolutely chatting. I think there's a little voice in the back of his head going, "This could be it. There is something there," and they will show it.
He always wins trophies in his second season.
Yeah,
there's always seems to be that sort of magic that he always brings it. They look good. They look very good, and I'm not going to shy away from saying that. They do look very good, very dangerous. It's all sort of clicking. I was worried at first not worried. I was worried at first for them. Just there was that Dele Alli thing. I think I predicted them 5th. There was a bit of stuff. I still don't think they're going to win a trophy. I don't think it's blind optimism. I really don't think it's false hope.
But they've got literally everything to win a trophy. And the only thing that you would say that they don't have to win a trophy is that winning trophy mentality. When they've got a squad that's not won a trophy in years, so they've got the hunger to win a trophy, a manager who's a serial trophy winner, and a captain like Harry Kane, who all he wants to do is win trophies at this point. They've got literally everything. They've got players like
I'm so nervous because they do tick all the boxes. Yeah, they do tick all the boxes to finally win a trophy. But which one? Because I'm not backing them to win the league. No matter what happens, they look good, but there is still better.
They might be a bit far off the league, but they can win a cup easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Europa League is possible. It depends on the draw. It depends what happens with Champions League clubs coming down. Let's say PSG or Real Madrid do come down. I'm probably backing either one of them to win. However, the FA Cup or even the League Cup are two very realistic options for Tottenham to get a trophy and finally get themselves a bit out there. But that being said, Marine do look quite dangerous now, and I don't know how well Tottenham are going to fare against them.
I feel sorry for that social media admin. They've probably been used to, like, for months doing like a couple of pre-match graphics, a couple of like match reports up, like the sort of stuff that we do when working for clubs and that. And now they've got everyone looking at their Twitter account, and they're like, "Oh God, I don't know what to do." Like, if I was in that position, managing a club's Twitter account, and I'm coming against Spurs, I'd be absolutely crapping myself.
Yeah, it probably is run by someone like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Good luck to them, like the club. I think if they do a job on Spurs,
if they do it, then that's it. We're going on our away day, boys. We're going to Marine. Let's get it done.
We'll talk about that when it comes to it in January, and I really hope that they do it. They're at home, so you never know. Sort of Tottenham not playing.
Magic of the FA Cup.
Right. Predictions for the derby? I'm not confident at all. I don't know.
1-0 Spurs.
1-0.
Yeah.
I'll go 2-0.
2-1.
I've backed him all day, so they'll mess it up.
You're saying low score. I don't want to sort of like. I don't want to do this and then sort of be like, oh, we're going to get thumped and be really 3-0 Spurs.
Oh, that would hurt.
Are you sure you're an Arsenal fan?
I think it could be worse.
Oh, imagine if they see.
No, but why? Like, I understand. Like,
I just don't have any. We're not going to score. We don't look like we can score. We like the goal at the weekend was a short corner and then whips it in. So it's like technically open play, but we've not scored a free flowing goal. And Son is always dangerous. Kane loves playing against us. Arsenal fan at heart, so loves playing against his boyhood club. I just don't know. There's this sinking in my heart. It's going to be a heavy defeat. I'm not going to enjoy watching it on Sunday.
I just want to see what Ozil predicts before the match. He's going to try. He's going to 3-0 Arsenal, mate. No, you can't be doing that. But every time.
I don't know. Man United. Have you researched? I hate it. You were so jammy on the weekend. It's just
jammy is what we do best. I've got a question for you guys.
It was just. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Go on, Man United. You know what?
So, a bit of a stat. Who do you reckon has scored the most headed goals for Manchester United since the 2018-2019 season, the start of that season? Just because obviously it's a heading masterclass. Who do you reckon scored the most headers for United since then?
Cavani.
Yeah, it does to Cavani with 2. He's fantastic. He looks so good. He's everything that we've needed in a final product. For years, we've always been kind of criticising Martial, which I don't know if it's completely warranted, but sometimes it is. Completely unwarranted criticism of Rashford. I think anyone who says he's a bad player is a complete idiot. And that was even a year ago. If you're saying that, you're a complete idiot. Cavani's everything we needed. Final touch. And even more than that.
He's just the talisman, isn't he?
I think the best bit, though, is Edison Cavani get an assist and score 2, win in the most Ole-Gunnar Solskjaer way possible. Not even had like the right boots on as the second half is starting. Yet the star man is still Bruno Fernandes. After our first goal, it's screaming at the side saying, "What the hell are you celebrating?" Or I think it's the second goal.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating for? Get back and score another. He scores the first and suddenly just turns on like that, and he's the best player in the league again. And he can just change a game like that. He's brilliant. He's world class. He could start at any team in the world right now. I think he's fantastic. He's exactly the mentality we need. And I'm just back on the Bruno parade. I'm back on the Ollie parade as long as Bruno's there.
I was so sceptical of that Cavani signing at first. I think I said it. It felt to me like it was just that air of desperation to please the fans. It was like we didn't get who we wanted. We need to sign someone big. But I completely agree. He's a proper striker. You didn't really have a proper striker. I mean, we laughed at the Igalo thing. It was, who do we make shift striker? Is it Rashford? Is it Martial? Is it Greenwood? You've now got a proper striker. I'm not going as far as saying Man United are back, because I still think defensively there's a couple of issues. But I think you sort them out in the summer. You get a decent centre back. Maguire's in and out of form. You get a decent defender, and you maybe get a midfielder alongside Fernandes. I'm not convinced by Fred. I'm sorry.
How?
I think Fred's role is a box to box. He's not the last sitting deep. We need a better Matic. That's the one that we need.
Yeah,
Fred can do the job as a box to box midfielder perfectly fine. He runs all day. He can win the ball back most of the time. But
he does it fantastically as well. He's a really underrated player. I think he's actually pretty decent. I don't think he's obviously not one of the best in the league in his position or whatever.
Him and Van der Beek can work.
Yeah, Van der Beek had a great game as well. Played simple.
He's a useful player, but I think you get that solid proper defensive player, and then whether you let Bruno and Pogba, or you bring you bring Fred or Van der Beek into that. You're on your way back to being a very good team and leaving us.
It's funny how for a hot second you kind of forget that Paul Pogba's not even playing for Manchester United, and he's just I don't know. I think it's time for him to maybe go. A lot of United fans might agree with me on that, but if we could work, then obviously it's a fantastic United team. I don't think he's going to.
I'd take.
You got someone like kind of Donny who criticised for not starting, or Ollie was criticised, but he does exactly what we need in playing it simple, leaving it to the likes of Bruno and that.
He's forward thinking as well. He gets the ball and actually looks for a forward pass as well. Not like I like him. He's just that, and Matic, but they just go sideways, like Xhaka does for Arsenal, like sideways. But Van der Beek just finds the forward pass. It's so much better to watch.
Yeah. And when the alternative that we had was Andreas Pereira, who just makes everything complicated for no reason and shoots from a billion miles out at every opportunity, Donny does what we need, and it's great to see.
Do you think Cavani should start tonight?
Yes. You scored 2 goals on the weekend. I think you've got to start. I don't think we can go with an alternative. Martial maybe for confidence, but I think Cavani's our best striker. So I don't know. I think we're close to it, but I don't think we're fully qualified.
No, I think we need a point.
Sorry?
I think we need a point or something.
Yeah. And Cavani, it looks like he's going to get a 3-match ban for his Instagram post.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think then you have to play him rather than have him out for 4 games. Have him in, you might as well use him while you can.
I don't know. You're looking good again. I hate to say it. I don't like Man United much, but you're looking good.
Thank God.
Talking of Champions League, it's sort of shaping up quite interestingly. And there's a real chance Real Madrid might not qualify for the knockout rounds. They currently are in third on 7 points, level with Shakhtar, have a worse goal difference after losing 2-0 to Shakhtar, going into the final game next week.
Yeah.
Is
Quite worrying for Zidane.
Is Zidane at risk of losing his job again?
If they don't get out of the group, he's gone. Surely.
Well, yeah, I'd say so.
I wouldn't want them in the Europa League, though.
See, it's weird, though, because we say that he would be gone if he loses. He won a La Liga 3 months ago.
This is what I mean. It's like...
Yeah, but that's Real Madrid. Like.
Yeah, it's the harsh realities of being the Real Madrid manager.
I still think they'll qualify.
But I think it would be funny to see him. I don't know. I don't know if they will. I think Mönchengladbach are a better team than we give them credit for. And I don't know. It'd be funny if he went and then Real Madrid went back to him again for the third time or second time.
Who is it? Mönchengladbach, Inter and Shakhtar.
Yeah, Inter on like 4 points now. So
that's a
Inter
good.
Terrible. Conte's going. Conte's definitely going.
Do you think?
That's a no doubter. Conte's gone. He has to. That Inter Milan side, you can't play that badly with them. AC Milan.
Where are Inter in the league? Aren't they top?
No, they're not top. AC Milan are. I think AC Milan are unbeaten all year. They've got like a 39-year-old Zlatan piling on the pressure, and Inter are like struggling in like, I don't know, I'd say fourth or fifth. I'm having a look right now. They're second, joint on points with Sassuolo, and you've got Juventus, Napoli, and Roma behind them on a point down. They're behind AC Milan by 5 points.
That's what you get for signing all Man United players, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so close in that group though. Anyone can still do it. You think if Madrid beat Gladbach at home next week and then to beat Shakhtar, then the two favourites go through.
Really that close?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 7-5-5-4.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I think I really like Borussia Mönchengladbach. From the bits that I've seen him play, and I do really like. I think I'm more in love with the coaching staff than the players. Rosa, René Maric, it's so good what they do over there. I don't know if you guys know the story of René Maric, the coach, one of the assistant coaches. He used to write on a football blog and would break down teams' tactics. And he broke down a Thomas Tuchel Frankfurt side, did an 8,000-word essay on it. Tuchel saw it and read it and was like, no one's managed to pinpoint my philosophy as good as you. Here's my mate René Maric, get in touch. I'll give you try and get you in somewhere at Salzburg. Started in the youth teams, went to the first team with Rosa, and then they've gone as a group of coaches over to Mönchengladbach, performed brilliantly first season. They're obviously reaping their rewards in the Champions League now. And you've got players like Briel and Bolo, who FIFA and FM wonder kids 5 years ago, and he's doing all right now. And it's a really good little side. Ginter, the centre back, a lot of Bundesliga fans actually say that he's probably the best centre back in the league. Which
you got Player and Thuram as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Thuram is fantastic. I love him. He did fantastic in my Football Manager save, but more importantly in real life, he's doing well. I know Josh is looking a bit shocked at that Ginter claim, but he's the real deal. He's very underrated. If we're going off FIFA ratings, he's nothing like that. He should be at least 85 on it. Really good.
I hope they go out. I hope it's Madrid and Inter Milan who go out. I just think
why?
No, because I give you the whole thing on how good that Borussia Mönchengladbach thing is, about how nice the whole side is, how they got some really interesting players and coaches.
That's what I'm saying. I hope they go through. No, I hope they go through. I said I hope Madrid and.
You just said I hope they go out.
I know. I hope Madrid.
You literally just said I hope Madrid and Inter go through.
Go out.
Oh, well,
no,
I don't want them coming to the Europa League. No.
I would love Gladbach and Schalke, not Schalke, Shakhtar, to be those two teams that go through it. It'd be brilliant for football. I'd love it. I like Gladbach.
That would be good. But do we want either Inter or Real Madrid in the Europa League? And the answer is no.
We're not winning the Europa League.
What's that, Toby? Because you think you have an actual chance at winning that competition?
Of course we do.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Fletcher. That laughing is perfect because it's an absolute joke that the only team that you think's stopping you winning a Europa League trophy is Real Madrid.
You got AC Milan.
No, that's not what I said.
You got AC Milan. You got Leicester. You got potentially PSG, potentially Real Madrid.
Right.
All of them teams.
Rival. The biggest thing that you need to overcome to win that Europa League trophy is your own bloody team, and you have to somehow figure out how to play football with the squad of players that are organised that poorly.
Whatever happens, we'd still prefer Real Madrid to not come down. Like, that's the thing. And do we have a chance still? A slim chance, but it's there. FA Cup last season, we got drawn against City. Everyone was there like,
stop going on about that's in the past.
We're not going to do it. No. Bang.
I'm starting the train now.
Then Chelsea in the finals, everyone doesn't do it. There's still the chance that's there. So obviously we don't want them to come down. We're going to get... no, I shouldn't. We're going to probably get a bad team in the round of 32.
Don't say that. We said that about Olympiacos and we got...
Real Madrid. Please be Real Madrid.
Yeah, but we can beat, hopefully, them.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't get in any game now. I really don't. I'd rather just play the Europa League scene for the rest of I don't know. Just play Smith Rowe and Willock and Nelson.
It's written in the stars. Real Madrid are coming down. We're playing them in the final. Aubameyang's bagging a hat-trick and bringing the mask out to celebrate in front of Cruz. It's written in the stars.
I don't think Aubameyang has an XG of 3 goals all season so far. That's expected goals, not ones that he actually has to score. So I don't think he's going to score 3 in one match against one of the best teams in the world right now.
It's happening.
Taking it off the boring red team in North London or whatever. Who do we think has a chance at the Champions League?
Boring.
Yeah, I can't. Look, we've talked about them enough. I can't stand chit chat about average players.
You call us average, but we are not boring.
We are one of the most entertaining clubs in the league. Whether it's for good football or it's for bad football, we are one of the most entertaining.
Yeah, just easy to laugh at all the time.
Yeah. But we're still entertaining.
Okay. What are you saying about?
There's never a dull moment.
Yeah, who do we think has a chance at Champions League then? So, as you say, Real going out. Bayern Munich, could it be a second year in a row for them? They look fantastic. Hansi Flick has them going absolutely astonishingly. When I watch him, and they've got that kind of like high press on, they've got some really exciting players going. He's somehow revived Kingsley Coman into becoming a spectacular player again. He's made me convince myself that maybe a completely high press system on FIFA might be the way. So I'm having to try and replicate a bit of Hansi Flick on the virtual game, and it's actually going all right for champs. But they look great. PSG could be going out. Leipzig look more likely to go out, I'd say. They do look weaker in the Champions League this year. The loss of Werner, terrible.
I can't see anyone winning it, to be honest.
Do Liverpool stand a chance at winning it?
No.
Really?
Not with
I
think that the Premier League is a different beast. The Champions League is so much more competitive.
Let's remember how they won the Champions League as well.
Yeah, some brilliant moments and a lot of grit and determination.
Oh, yeah, true. But the final.
It was pure luck from the Scousers. No, but I don't know. Chelsea obviously aren't going to win it, but they're moving. Sevilla could up their European Cup cabinet. No, they're not going to do it. Manchester United, no, they're not going to do it. So it really does just look like a Bayern Munich. Atletico couldn't beat Bayern Munich, I don't think, in that kind of realm. My dark horses are going to be Atalanta. I love them. They're one of those teams who just brilliant, turbocharged.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it's someone different. I hope it's a smaller team in comparison to Bayern Munich or Liverpool. But but I think it's Bayern's to lose, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's it. We're gonna react to the Northampton derby next week. Obviously, I really hope I'm in a positive mood. I really don't want to be in a bad mood because I will be in a bad mood all week. So we will see. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Let's hope for a miracle. Why can't they happen?
And we need more than a miracle, folks. We need more than a miracle.
Right, that is it. Man United playing today as we're recording it. Champions League. Hope you lose. Sorry.
All right, who are you playing tonight?
What?
Wait, are you playing in the Champions League tonight?
Who are you playing tonight?
We would have played when this goes out.
Oh no, sorry, you're in that smaller irrelevant
Are
competition.
you playing Dundalk or something?
Rapid Vienna.
Oh, the big team. Yeah.
Okay.
The big boy.
Who's on a shield this season?
A charity shield. It's called a charity shield for a reason.
Toby,
Get it right.
One major honour to us.
Look,
We've seen
Shields are meant to defend you, okay? And you've got the worst defence in the league. So
No.
you can't.
No, we don't. Our defence is actually all right.
I'm gonna have to step in. This is going to get out of hand.
Wait, no. How can wait? And also in the Europa League, like you play in the Europa League, but you've got the worst. Like in the English teams in the Europa League, you've got the worst striker there. Vardy is better than Aubameyang.
Mate, I'm not going.
Yeah.
You know
it's a lie.
Come back next week. Next week we'll react to Northampton derby. I can't talk. Come back next week. Stop. See you next week. Thanks for watching, listening. Bye.